they contacted me 3 years ago, 2 years ago. It's a long time.
I don't even know. What is this for?
The ADA, which are bathroom and they said that we need to close the bank out, or we owe all this money.
All right.
So it wasn't that. Actually, us and all this money. Thanks to Tim and his guy.
They didn't put in like whatever.
But our,
Oh, really? So now we're 10 years later trying. People like hedge money.
or doesn't put in their position.
This is the walking committee over here.
How you doing? How's it going? Getting everything ready for the...
We're trying.
Park and everything?
Yeah.
How we doing?
He's weather cooperative.
Good story. How we doing? Good. There you go with that word again, gentlemen. That's it. You know it doesn't mean it. Yeah,
Good.
So, hang on a second. Welcome to the report on our stormwater. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Yeah, I know this is your favorite report of every year, but, this is our report on our draft annual report for 2025, which is last year, and our stormwater management plan. As of January 3rd in 2024, they came up with a new speeds permit for MS4s. As you can expect, along with the new permit came a lot of new requirements. Thankfully, they're phased in over the first 5 years of the permit. This began with registering the town with the DEC permit portal with an electronic notice of intent, and all their submittals now are going to be digital, which is obviously makes it easier to scanning and sending the paperwork. Our 6-month deliverables included developing a new stormwater management plan, what we call SWMP. That includes organizational charts, enforcement response plans, developing a construction site inventory, updating our management practice inventory, sweeping procedures, and circuit dust management practices in Purple Street watershed. Our 1-year deliverable included development of a construction oversight program, prioritization of construction sites, and development of post-construction stormwater management practice inspection and maintenance program. A lot of these we had in some form or another earlier, but there was new requirements in development. 2025 was our year 2. Our 2-year deliverables included development of a monitoring location, inspection and sampling plan. They used to call those outfalls, now they call them monitoring locations. We developed an illicit discharge track down and elimination program, and development of an inventory of municipal facilities. So there are also annual requirements, which include updating these inventories every year and updating the stormwater management plan every year. The town's currently working on our year 3 requirements. Again, we're in year 3 out of the 5, so we're working on those that we have to do for year 3, as well as our updating our annual information for year 3. One of those annual requirements is the preparation of an annual report. The big thing with that is the time frames changes. Usually we did those every April 1st, or every June 1st. Now they're due April 1st. We kind of stepped up the time of the year when we do this presentation. It's all done digital, and it's lengthy, but there's a lot of items. So for year 2, there's a lot of, they give them the requirements that are due for every year. So right now we've got 60% of what's in there that we say not applicable or not due yet. But we've updated that report. Some of our notable quantities include, we did 26 outfall inspections last year. Of those, we actually found one that had a theoretical illicit discharge. What that ended up being was, we worked with the water sewer department and found out that it was a leaking water service tap.
Yes.
So they were able to fix that and eliminate that discharge. And kind of the point, right? We look at things when it's dry out and there shouldn't be stuff flowing in the storm pipes. We can find things like that. For construction sites, we currently have 9 active sites in the town. 3 of those are considered high priority as they either discharge to the Burgos Creek watershed or they have more than 5 acres of disturbance. Our post-construction stormwater management plan inventory, including everything in the town, public and private sites, includes 131 stormwater management practices. These practices include wet retention ponds, dry detention ponds, underground detention, hydrodynamic units, pumps, bioretention, dry swells, all the different practices that the state requires to be put as part of the program. Both the stormwater management plan and the draft annual report will be posted on the town's website, hopefully tomorrow, if Kevin sells it to me. We'll also have a hard copy of that available for the stormwater management officer in the building department. Public is always welcome to review and comment, ask questions on either of those documents, either through the links on the website that we'll post or stopping into the stormwater to the building department and looking at the document there. What we usually do is do the rest of this month, getting copies on what our current stuff is, and then we'll finalize those reports and have the final ones for 2025 posted on there. But again, the public, at any time, if they're on the website and have any question or anything, they can always put the links on there. And, there's a lot of links to Ryan Cooper's email address, so if somebody has a question on this, or they notice what they think is a illicit discharge, they can notify them quickly and we can go track it down. So that is basically our update on our stormwater management plan and our annual report for 2025.
Jim, I know that the building department is new personnel. Is there anybody that's being trained for stormwater?
So obviously we've switched that a couple times over the past few years. But last year we did switch over and start training Ryan Cooper. So I did deep training. There's training that I'll do with them on how to do things, but it's all training through Stormwater Coalition that they do. And I believe both Ryan and Chris did a lot of stormwater, at least the erosion control training and the illicit discharge.
Yeah.
That they both did. There are several different trainings that are required by the time we hit the 5-year mark, but the Stormwater Coalition is looking to do some of those trainings each year to help all the municipalities get to that goal, have people fully trained. But I myself went out with Ryan this summer to do stormwater management practice inspections and also training for a day on how to do alcohol inspections. So.
One day when it goes to work.
Well, the thing with the alcohol inspections is we started off doing a couple of them together and then we kind of split up the remainder and got them all done in one day, for 2 days. The thing with those alcohol inspections is sometimes they're easy, sometimes they get challenging. Maybe you need to have at least 3 days with no rain to go out and do them, right? You want to make sure that there isn't any residual stormwater running in the storm sewers. You get in the middle of the summer when you've got drought, you've got to be easy, but that's usually when everybody's busy. So we usually get into August and September before we get time to get those ones.
You got any questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. That's it, is your email?
It's not loud.
Not very loud.
Okay, now it's not loud. Turn that just a little bit. Now?
Same.
Hello?
I can hear him.
This one is,
Is it on?
yeah, it's on, the green light's on now. All right, well.
I think it's just your microphone.
That's 22,
You and Kathy have to do a,
Sorry?
you and Kathy have to do a duet.
Turn the lights down. Make sure, is that better, guys? Let's rise for the pledge of allegiance, and I'll open the prayer, please.
you grant wisdom to law and authority that order and justice may be upheld to the benefit of all citizens, and guide us to better serve the people of our community. Restrain those who seek to destroy our government. We ask your divine wisdom to rest upon our leaders to guide them and protect them. Amen.
I would also like to add that we pray for our troops and our allies in the war of the epic storm, I believe. So let's think about our troops that are overseas for our freedom. Thank you. For the record, Randy Restaurant is not present tonight. All other board members are here. Any public input tonight? Approval of the, you guys hear me still? Okay. Approval of the minutes for February 2nd, 2026. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
And we have to do January 28th.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to do approval of the minutes of January 28th, 2026. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Approval of bill payment February 23rd, 2026, voucher number 202-60031 to 202-60177, total amount of $2,098,566.11. And a motion, please. Motion and second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Approval of bill payments of March 2nd, 2026, voucher number 202-60179 through 202-60207 with $99,169.31. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Bills are paid for March 2nd. Department heads, Paul Seaman.
Yeah, I do got a couple things today. I want to give you my quick report. It doesn't include everything that we do through the course of the year, but it gives quite a bit. Bubbler repairs, we did 7. Ditch cleaning, 2.2 miles of ditch were cleaned, plus the settling pond at Eagle Chase, plus we did the box culvert in Thornwoods, and we've been on Burkles Creek, Sawyer Creek, and Steegs Creek. I don't know how many times taking trees and stuff out. We've probably been at least 20 times during the course of the year. Actually, they were out today again. Patching, we did town-wide. We got about 95% of the roads hot patched. We do that from May until June. Paving, we paved 34 roads with a total of 11.28 miles. That's probably a new first for us. That's definitely the most we've ever done in the course of a year. And on top of that, we put 1,100 tons of base and binder at Fairmount Park for the parking lot. We did 19 pipe jobs, catch basins, 160 catch basins they rebuilt this year. It seems like every time we go into a new subdivision, before we can, not a new one, but, you know, subdivision 30 years old, before we can pave it, we have to go in and rebuild every one of the catch basins. Underground facilities locations, 847. Miscellaneous jobs, mailboxes, landscape, sewer jet, curb cut inspections, 134. Plowing and salting from November to April, we plowed and salted 20 times, and we salted only 15 times. Tomorrow I leave for Advocacy Day. I'll be gone tomorrow, come back Wednesday night. Just to give you a little thought on it, I mean, it costs the town money for a hotel room and maybe one meal, $250 maybe. So when I started going 11 years ago, we were getting $88,000 a year from the state to help with our paving. Currently, we're almost at about $200,000. So it wasn't a bad return over 12 years. Maybe you guys spent about $3 grand on me sending me there. You're getting over 100,000 back on it now. The other thing is, it was yesterday. I want to send my guys to some safety training. Covers most of their safety training they need for the year. Out in the town of Carlton, it costs $60 a guy. It covers work zone safety, confined space, workplace violence, sexual harassment, right to know, PPE, fall prevention, and trenching and excavation.
While you're up there, what is the cost of the town, for how many people?
I'd like to send as many guys,
Variety of things.
safety school, there.
Okay.
Yes.
And we have a motion and a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And that's all I have. We've been out patching. I don't know if you guys noticed, the state did finally get out and hit the boulevard. They had one hole down there, a little east of Ward Road, and I had 4 calls for cars that were damaged because of that hole. I mean, they want to take it out on us because they're in the town of Wheatfield, but there's nothing I can do about it. DOT did come out, took them 3 days complaining, but they did come out, they went along the whole boulevard and patched everything, so it was good to see them do that.
I saw them Sunday morning around, too.
Yeah, I guess somebody must have shook the bush over there or something, but,
But anyway, Paul, I also want, and I'm sure representing all the board members, everything you've done this winter. I mean, I get out of the town on Sunday mornings, I get around the area. I think our roads have been kept up as well, or better than ever, and I want to thank you for your great job.
appreciate that. We did go through a lot of salt this year, though. I ordered salt twice, 500 times each time.
Well, I noticed Sunday morning, I was heading out to church there in the intersection, I thought you'd get low on salt.
Yeah, it's getting there. You guys got any other questions?
Oh, thank you. Water, sewer, water.
Good evening. A few things to mention in the department. On the water side of things, the cold weather had never really agreed with us. So we had one frozen service that we had to get thawed out with our thaw machine on Lockport Road. We actually had to dig up in the front yard, separate the pipe, and put our thaw machine in there to get the water to come back to the service to get the guy back his water. Which we got that done that day. The guys did a really good job at that. Usually like a full day, dig up, thaw in, pump the line out, get the water flowing again, right underneath the roadside. Also, with the cold weather and that, the guys were out shoveling and using the backhoe for all the fire hydrants, the snow drifting, open fields. They did a great job trying to keep up with that, especially for the amount of hydrants we have in town, a little over 1,000. On the sewer side of things, we had a new connection that we had to do on Wet Drive, and the sewer pipe was plugged up, so we had to replace about 120 feet of it, 2-inch pressure. That's for gravity, or that's for grinder units. So they dug that up, had to replace all that pipe. That took a couple days as well. Electronics being dropped off to the town of Wheatfield Water Sewer Department in 2025. That added up to 40,823 pounds that we collected throughout the year, which is a good thing. Otherwise, it's going to be dropped off, as we know, roadside. I'd also like to piggyback on Polly's safety training. I sent 4 guys last year, and my deputy. I'd like to do the same thing this year with the other 3 guys, and maybe myself, for the same date.
Want to do a motion, guys? Motion to second to send how many people?
It'd be 4 total.
There's 4 for the water department, sewer department boys to the, safety school. And we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You guys want to run a bus?
That's all I have for today.
Maybe a party bus.
Unless you guys got some questions for me.
By the way, Martin, thank you also. I see you guys out in the works water cleaning out the hydrants. See you guys do a great job. We're very fortunate.
Thank you. And I do have a motion in the agenda for today's use for the truck that was placed in the budget.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Mike Rinaldi, Recreation Department.
No report tonight.
Okay. And the building department.
A couple things. You get the annual report done. Thanks for that. We're at about 700 and some permits for the year, so savings doing the building department, so that was submitted. But we did get our new books finally. We are under the new code for 2025, but it that started, January first, 2026. It was kind of on hold for a little bit until the state figured out what they wanted to do as far as the gas and all that stuff. And everybody's known they put that on hold, so it didn't come into play. So we are back under using gas appliances and things like that. But the new code books are in, we have been going into that. I have been getting some calls about complaints, and I do gotta apologize because I am short-handed down there, and we are changing over. I have one new guy who's less than a year, myself changed over, so I'm trying to get everything, I just cannot do it, until we get you guys up and trained and get a new guy in and get him going. I am gonna keep Ryan on the stormwater and not move him up to do just fire inspections and building inspections, so that his training will stay concurrent, and he'll just keep working with Tim on some of that stuff too. And that's really all I got as far as that goes. And I don't know if they're, we had the two buildings that were kind of an eyesore in town, they're down. So do you have any questions?
Would you ever run the roller rink? Looks good.
Yeah, that's appreciated.
Yeah. I know it was an eyesore.
Got a lot of it.
So, going off of Chris's 700 building permits, there's about 500. Today was technically taxable status date in my office, so all exemptions had to be in, and however the property stands as of today is how it will be taxed for the next year, between school taxes of 26, county taxes of 27. Also, Larry, I got your email about the veteran thing. I also got a legislative update from the governor, or the, whatever, the governor or whatever.
Explain, when you're all done, explain what this veterans exemption is all about.
We don't know yet. It's supposed to be, if you had those 4 criteria that I had mentioned the last time I was up here reporting, there were specific things you had to have. We have about 158 veterans in our town with 100% disability rating through the veterans. That does not mean that they will all be eligible. There are very strong criteria you have to meet. Like, you have to have that housing grant. You have to be 100% unemployable. Just because you're 100% disabled does not mean you're unemployable. So the wording that it was, there was 4 specific things you have to meet. I'm getting yelled at and almost spit in my face from veterans saying that you can't have all 4 of these. This is wrong. And I'm like, I took the wording from the governor, so I did try to reach out to Rob Orr's office to see, because he's a veteran, to see what he thinks about it. Have not heard back yet, so I'm still waiting on that. But for your email, you sent me that Buffalo was all set for this, this Niagara County. The update on it, because we're expecting lots of updates on this, because we don't know anything. The update is that the local option has been removed. The exemption is now mandatory statewide. So nobody has to opt in or opt out, it's mandatory. Right? Yeah, so that's our update, but we're expecting changes to the criteria. And this says it doesn't take effect until October 1st of this year, and it will be applicable on the 2027 tax roll. So there's nothing I have to do about it this year. I don't even have the exemption form. I don't even know what I would need to collect in order to see if they're eligible. I mean, the eligibility technically comes down to me in our town, if they need it or not. Because that's.
Well, do us a favor, Kelly, when you do find out exactly what applies and how.
I will give you guys updates as I receive them, so I reported the last time that this law was passed. I got an email from Larry, and this is the update that I got from legislative updates from the state association.
Thank you.
So the city of Buffalo really didn't need to do what they did?
No. And you guys don't really need to do anything, because you don't have a town tax. I think it's just property taxes, it's not special districts.
That's correct.
Right, so, I mean, you guys have special districts, but you don't have a town tax. So you would not have to opt in or opt out, I mean, before, now you don't, technically, because it's statewide, but, yeah, there's nothing you guys would have had.
Thank you, Kelly, appreciate it. Anything from the council?
So I was told to.
Why don't you come down here so we can all hear it? There you go.
Yep. I was told to mention that
We just have two things on our agenda this evening. The first is our planning board report. These should be shorter now because we're back up to catching up these once every month. So we start with our February 4th meeting. Our first agenda item was a sketch plan for Niagara Digester. The applicant proposes to modify their current operations at 2175 Liberty Drive by replacing their existing above-grade solids receiving hopper with an in-ground concrete receiving pit. Air from the receiving pit would be routed to the existing odor control system. The site is zoned light industrial M1 and is within the airport potential impact zone. Planning board directed the applicant to the town site plan review checklist and guidance, and recommended the applicant begin investigating for the presence of wetlands early in the site plan approval process, as they are proposing a temporary laydown area adjacent to the creek. Planning board discussed items including updating the site survey and fire advisory board review, and reminded the applicant of the prohibitions listed in the town code chapter 161 on solid waste. No action was required or taken. Next item was a sketch plan for what's called Neofab Inc. The applicant proposes to construct a 24,000 square foot building at 6370 Indicon Drive West, that's right, south end of Indicon. The building would include a 2,400 square foot office and a 21,600 square foot fabricating area, where they manufacture skids on which various types of equipment are mounted. I don't think they manufacture the equipment that's mounted on them, they just mounted the skids that are universally used to mount equipment on. Planning board again directed them to the site plan review checklist and guidance documents, and recommended they begin their investigation on the presence of wetlands. And that's all following the state's new wetland policies that came out in January of last year. It just takes, it's not a difficult thing, it just takes time, so we try to encourage them as early as possible to get on that. The board also noted that the site plan did not show any space for stormwater management that were required on their site for development. No action was recorded or taken. The third item is a sketch plan for what's, I'm going to mess it up, Sincarfo. They proposed to construct a standalone battery energy storage system at 2330 Liberty Drive. The applicant subsequently reviewed from the agenda once it was determined that the proposal did not meet the requirements of the town code. That was the February 4th meeting. The next one was the February 18th meeting. First item was a sketch plan for a minor subdivision by Tony Barone. Proposes to construct a 3-lot single-family residential subdivision on the north side of Ben Hill Drive. I think this is the same parcel where we resolved that unknown property strip at the last meeting. This would appear to be a minor subdivision, but it would require further review, design, and make a final determination. It's determined that they would require the installation of any storm sewer pipes for drainage around the subdivision. The project would be considered a major subdivision as it would include a public utility. The site is zoned residential 2, and the planning board directed the applicant to the town subdivision guidelines, and again recommended they start a no wetlands process. Planning board also discussed items such as lot buildable area, topographic survey information, utilities, grading, and drainage, and the presence of the 100-year floodplain at the site. No action was required or taken. Next item was a sketch plan for precious plate. The applicant proposes to construct a 1,500 square foot storage building directly adjacent to their facility at 2124 Liberty Drive. That's also zoned industrial 1 and is within the airport potential impact zone. Planning board noted the survey provided needed updating and directed the applicant to the site plan requirements and guidance. No action was required or taken. Next item was the site plan for Contour Plastics, an addition they have there, but they actually withdrew the agenda as they had not completed the items they hoped to have done before they came to the meeting. Next item was the site plan special use permit for JP Automotive Center. This one's been around probably for at least a year now. And the applicant proposes to construct a new 7,800 square foot building at 6525 Walmore Road. This is actually right south of where the lights are, the Rumble Landing lights. The building will be used for motor vehicle sales and service. Parcel zone general industrial, which is M2, and it falls within the airport wind zone overlay and airport protection area. The applicant transitioned to a new design engineer, and the revised site plan shows a more efficient parking area and includes stormwater management practices that the previous designer was not including. Project will include construction of a driveway, parking lot, landscaping, site lighting, and utilities. Planning board continued discussions of items that included the property line discrepancy, sanitary sewer service, wetlands, and fire access. No action was taken. The last item on the agenda was a sketch plan for St. Gobain. The applicant proposes to construct a 90,000 square foot prefabricated metal building within the footprint of the recently demolished 345,000 square feet industrial space at 6600 Walmart Road. The new building would be constructed to support industrial processes associated with St. Gobain industrial ceramics business. The area is zoned general industrial and follows, of course, with the airport zone 1 overlay and protection area. The project proposed to restore portions of the impervious site to lawn area to meet stormwater management requirements, but the area proposed for restoration appears to be adjacent to potential wetland areas, prompting a wetland review. Planning board discussed several items, including utility capacities, drainage, and coordination with the NFPA, FAA, and U.S. Air Force Base. Applicant is to return with documents significant or sufficient to begin a secret coordinated review, and no action was taken. So those were our last planning board meetings. Any questions on that?
I got a question on that Niagara digester project, which wants to build a cement plant, or what type of materials do they plan on putting in? Organics, or human waste, or chemicals?
They said they're not proposing any change to their existing system that they have there right now, just changing how they would proceed.
They're gonna use the same material that they use now, or are they bringing other stuff in?
They say they're not changing their existing system. And they were,
Sorry, finish.
no, I was just gonna say, they were reminded of the section of our town code that says they can't have any human waste or human waste byproducts or.
It's on the thing here, they're gonna bring semi-solid, material in and dump it in this outdoor pond. I just wondered, what's the material? What is it?
As we understand, they're bringing the material that they're permitted to bring in there.
What, you know what it is?
Off the top of my head, no. I can get you information out of the planning board file that they submitted. It seems to be like oils and greases and food waste that they bring in. But I don't know exactly. I remember.
Find out this.
Okay.
The question I have, the existing area that they use for the material, that's being decommissioned and it's being replaced by something that's a concrete area that's going to be put in the ground, right?
Yes, my understanding is what happens there now is there's an above ground hopper that they just download and empty the stuff into. And what they're proposing is to put it at grade and below grade, so they can just dump into it instead of putting it out into a hopper.
Gotcha.
So,
Is it going to be more material or the same amount?
as far as we understand, all it is just a change to that receiving process.
Just sort of wondered, 'cause we had a lot of problems with that the last time. They started bringing all kinds of stuff that they never told us to bring into it.
That was like way at the beginning, yeah. I mean, they were with the planning board a couple of years ago because they switched their system over from, if you remember, they used to collect their biogas and burn it in a generator to create power to put back into the grid. So a couple of years ago, they came in for a change. Basically, that generator was at the end of its life, so they switched it to a system that basically cleans that biogas into renewable natural gas, they call it, and basically it's going to get pumped back into the electrical grid, it gets pumped back into the gas system. So
It was all done in a contained area when they started. Now it says they're building a pond outside or cement line.
It's an underground storage tank. I don't think you'll see anything different from the surface. And that whole area, is concrete now.
They have a little tip, as the process moves along, keep us posted, so we know if there's any change.
Yeah, and one more thing, Chris, I'm curious, do we have any open complaints about them, or are they?
They did mention, the fire department across the street had reported some odors, but I guess they didn't report them to the digester people, so they could take any action on it. Apparently, at the moment when they're actually unloading the waste, for however many minutes that takes, there's an odor associated with it. But once it's in this tank, there's an odor recovery system inside. So it sounds like it's just during the time when they're actually offloading the truck, into the hopper right now. Maybe it'll be quicker if they go into a pit. But.
Again, that super car, battery storage at the redrive.
Yeah.
Is that for solar, or is that project dead now, or do they have?
This was interesting. It wasn't related to any solar project. This was a pure, battery energy storage project that basically in low demand times, they would suck energy out of the grid and store it in the batteries, and when it was high energy usage time, that could go back into the grid to save brownouts or loads in the system. That's how that whole system works.
It sounds like their request, they withdrew it from the agenda, but are they coming back?
So they withdrew from the agenda, because we looked at their application, the planning board actually looked at their application in a work session. They were proposing, just under a 5 megawatt, system, and our town code says the maximum allowed is a 1 megawatt. And their side yard setback, if you were on a really teeny lot next to one of the existing businesses down there, the code requires a side yard setback to be 500 feet, and I think they have 4. So, I believe they're going to ZBA, which we're not sure how that's going to end up. That's what the zoning code is, right? It doesn't use the code, they have an opportunity to go to the ZBA, and then, the ZBA decides if it's, those things. Sorry, thank you, Tim. Steve Godfrey, County Legislator.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Motion, Matt Brooks.
Okay, first motion from Wendell, resolved to authorize Wendell to provide an evaluation and recommendation for the Pleasant Drive and the Lynn Road pump stations in accordance with Wendell's proposal dated February 24th, 2026, for a lump sum fee of $14,900.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion carries. Next motion from the Highway Department, resolved to approve and authorize the request of Paul Seaman, Superintendent of the Highway Department, to purchase for the Highway Department's Mack Red Chassis Panda the following equipment for said truck: a box, plow, link, and salter, all for the amount of $164,570 from Valley Equipment, piggyback on Onondaga bid number 10914. Said equipment is being paid out of the Highway Equipment Capital Reserve Fund.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Next motion from Supervisor and Town Attorney, resolved to require all physically capable town employees to take the town provided Red Cross adult and pediatric first aid, CPR, AED class to be scheduled at dates to be determined. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Question, a separate question though, the AEDs, we have those in our buildings, right?
Yeah.
And I remember a few years back, you know, the batteries were charged, or are we still updating them?
We, I just checked with Dan, about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, good, thank you.
Next motion from the Water Sewer Department, resolved to authorize and approve Water Sewer Department's purchase of a 2026 Ford Transit 250 cargo van piggyback to Onondaga County bid number 00100808 in the amount of $54,560.55 from Van Road Ford to be paid to the Water Sewer Department's 2026 equipment budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next motion, resolve to authorize the town of Wheatfield to enter into a 3-year agreement with the North Carolina Public Library for library funding for the years of 2026, 2027, and 2028. Beginning in 2026, at the amount of $130,000, and thereafter increasing by $5,000 each year for the following 2 years. The execution of said agreement is hereby approved, subject to town attorney approval of the final version of the agreement. So moved.
Second.
Motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next motion from the building department, resolved to authorize the building department to hire Christopher Secord as a deputy building inspector effective March 3rd, 2026, at a rate of pay and terms pursuant to the job specifications of the building department's deputy building inspector position, subject to employment probation, pending approval of human resources, and an Iron County criminal background check. So moved. Second.
Motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. By the way, Chris is sitting here tonight. Wait, Chris, we all know what you look like. There you go. That's Chris.
Next, the motion from the town board resolved to appoint Christopher Jordan to building inspector effective March 9th, 2026, at a rate of pay and previously budgeted in the town's 2026 budget, and terms pursuant to the job specifications of the building department's building inspector position, as the employee is currently a deputy building inspector of the town. Employment probation and an Iron County criminal background check are not required.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then we have a couple of supplemental motions. First one from the recreation department, I believe, to proceed with the emergency rehabilitation repairs to the community center due to water leaks resulting in damage to ceilings and drywall. Whereas this rehabilitation project is required by virtue of a public emergency arising out of the unforeseen occurrence of snow melt and water intrusion, such that the town of Wheatfield does not have to comply with competitive bidding requirements pursuant to general rural municipal law, section 103, subdivision 4. And whereas the immediate repair of the community center is necessary for the health, safety, and welfare of the general public, and whereas without immediate repairs and rehabilitation, said community center is partially unusable in other areas of the material quickly, possibly have remote remedy and dangerous to public health and safety. Now therefore be it resolved to authorize the town of Wheatfield to begin and complete the immediate repair and rehabilitation of the community center and to contract for labor and materials at terms deemed fit by the town without the need for compliance with competitive bidding requirements, as this rehabilitation project is required by virtue of public emergency pursuant to general municipal law section 134, and authorize acceptance of a proposal with Swover Construction, Inc. in the amount of $1,450 for said repairs. $14,500.
Great motion. And a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next, motion, again, from the building department to authorize the refund in the amount of $250 to Robert and Paula Werner for a previously paid zoning change application, which was incorporated into a broader town-sponsored zoning change. Motion to amend the town zoning map as the town conducts the zoning change, said applicants, the Warners, fee should not be charged and must be refunded.
So moved.
Motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then the last motion from the constable department, resolved to hire Roger Thompson as a temporary part-time constable at no charge and terms pursuant to the job specifications of the part-time constable.
Just to give you guys a brief explanation, as you know, Robbie used to work for us. He's a certified instructor for our firearms training. In order for him to get the class in our school, he has to be sponsored by the municipality. So we have charge, and as soon as the class is over, he'll be back. Anyway, just so you guys know. Have a motion, please. And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's it for motions.
Thank you, man. Larry Elder.
Just one item, Woodbury Drive cleanup, schedule, stuff pack 8 and Precious Place buys all the donuts, all the plastic bags, all the gloves. Before that, the town board was, you know, handing out money for donuts and everything, but, you know, Precious Place trying to get more donations, and they even donate, you know, several $100s or more to each of these packs that the people going. And, good program, and Councilor makes, you know, maintaining all their supplies and funding.
Always do a good job, man.
That's it.
Thank you, man. Gil, is that?
Burkholz would like to name Evelyn Duffy to their active roster, and I'll make that motion.
A motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Johnsburg would like to add Selena Woods to their active roster, and I'll make that motion.
And second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that's it.
Thank you. First document. Okay. And Randy's not here. I've got a couple of things. One, there will be a hazardous waste pickup, and we'll give the Tribune, it'll be June 6th, from 8 to noon here at the Town Hall. And it's pretty heavily traveled. I know in our council department, we'll send out traffic control. Also, June 6th, there will also be the rain barrel and compost bin sale in Wheatfield, and we have the website available in my office for people that want to purchase rain barrels and compost bins. That is also June 6th, a pickup for those. We also are going to offer a CPR training for our town residents. I hope you guys are going to have a meeting. And what we're going to do is get a feeler out to see how many residents are interested, and we'll also put something in the Tribune and offer a CPR training, the same training that I attended a few weeks ago, which I thought was exceptional. And so we'll have the one for the employees and for the town residents in the future, near future anyway. And let's see what else we got here. We got this waste. I think that covers it. Chris, welcome to the town of Wheatfield. I hope you do well. And that's all I have. Our next meeting is March 16th, 2026, which is the bill pay only, and April 6th will be our regular town board meeting. And I'll make a motion to an executive session to discuss financial rates with other towns.
And contractual negotiations.
And contractual negotiations. Thank you.
Is there any department heads coming in?
Yeah, Mark, would you also attend?
Will do.
So we're going to executive session. Thank you for having us.
The main thing that she did for me was the Niagara County I agree. I don't
Congratulations. Welcome to the town. Happy to have you. Congratulations to you. You're in charge now.
And you know, I get emails from veterans that I can send them over, but it's like, hey, why aren't we?
When you work in a restaurant, you're a restaurant, right?
Then after you pulled your foot out of your mouth.
Just from a champion bloodline.
Agreed.
Well, you had time off. I could get paid. Surprised the kids were kind of. It wasn't like you had to go home. Did it work every day. That's it, man. You're done. Now you're freaking fine.
Well, junior.
Yes. Be here. 8 o'clock. Well, you don't gotta be here that early. Nobody's gonna be here. Huh?
Like Ryan is saying.
It's gonna take a while. It's good. But yeah. 10-2, that's fine. No. What do you want there?
Like she handed me like 4 years and it was their thing, and I hope we have
Or something, right?
Yeah, you know.
Next weekend you'll be there all day Saturday for the meat roast.
Oh, I know. I won't be there all day though, I don't know. I can't see it.
starts in the afternoon. This is how you would have
Yeah. I did it a few years ago when they did it. I could go.
But we have a couple other machines on
I was the blues last night, I couldn't ever walk there. I had a kettle that was filled like that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. People, especially, they always drink before they die.
So I gotta throw it